You know, it takes a special kind of obsession to get 12 individuals together to dedicate one day of every single week to engage in what we're doing. I mean, maybe there's this satisfaction of filling time or friendly competition. Who knows? All I know is that we're here, and we're playing Pokemon. Welcome to Season 3 of the Rhycord Pokemon Draft League, abbreviated as RPDL. My name is Ben Lacen, competitor of the league, producer of its content, and your host during today's weekly recap show. This is an esports equivalent format for the video game medium of the world's #1 entertainment franchise, Pokemon. A game that is competitively played in a 2v2 format, officiated by the Pokemon Company and Game Freak. Pokemon Draft was a fan-conceived 1v1 format structured to build teams with a different set of rules that requires organized play across several weeks of competition. Every draft league operates within a similar wheelhouse of rules, which you can find detailed in our league spreadsheet. The link for the document showcasing all the rules and the standings is in the description below. Today, we'll take you through all the trades, games, and plays that took place. We have highlights of all 6 matches that went down, and for full coverage of the highlighted matches, you can check out the RPDL Season 3 playlist, where we'll upload every match that happened on a weekly basis. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get your full coverage of your favorite mediocre Pokemon Draft League. The premiere week of the league found 12 friends in a Discord server sweating bullets and hanging off their chairs in anticipation for what is debatably the greatest draft rotation this little league has ever seen. Using a randomizer, Flair, the league commissioner, assigned everyone their turn order. Poetically, the league 2-time champion Luck and the fight area Falinks was given first pick. Meanwhile, the overall underdog Q and the Wasabi Woopers was given the last pick. With everyone looking to do more than last season, the draft took place in an intense 2-day span. Each team finished with at least 10 Pokemon and 2 appointed as Terra Captains, who are the only ones that can take advantage of the Terrestrialize mechanic. Afterwards, all teams were placed into an X-Factor ranking. The entire rank is an arbitrary measure of power determined by nothing but unfiltered opinion. This can range from an overall first impression of the teams or what they thought seemed strong or threatening. How does the ranking look to you? Let us know. Comment below this video and tell us what you think deserves the #1 X-Factor ranking. Q and the Wasabi Woopers kicked off the debut match of the season going against one of the newcomers, JM13 and the Keystone Klefkis. The match starts off with a very interesting lead of Okidogi and Rhyperior. Q, looking to get his signature Sunsetter gameplay started, switches out into Torkoal. JM13 wastes no time and tears his Rhyperior to ground and hits Earthquake, taking down Torkoal, a crucial piece for the Wasabi Woopers. Venusaur comes in and gets a sun-boosted growth, letting it take down the Deoxys defense in one hit. This powerhouse of a Mon proceeds to take down the incoming Heatran as well. Glimmora takes the field to set down some hazards via Stealth Rocks and proccing the toxic debris. JM13 is looking to make future switch-ins costly for Q. Okidogi refuses to switch out and attempts to go for another attack, but the paralysis stops him in his tracks. With that dog in him, Okidogi eats multiple power gems and takes out the Glimmora with Psychic Fangs. The match becomes a full-out brawl as Rotom Wash takes down the Okidogi and the incoming Venusaur, and dealing heavy damage to the Ogerpon Hartford. With pressure of toxic damage and no more turns of Sun, Ogerpon goes for the Swords Dance. Rotom Wash goes down to Horn Leech, buying Ogerpon crucial turns as Toxic chunks away at its HP. Ogerpon Hearthflame, now at +2 attack, strikes hard and takes down both Rhyperior and Blissey in single hits, closing out the first game of the season. Although JM13 started the game off strong by taking out a key component of the Woopers and applying the pressure, Q, with some positioning and bold Swords Dance play, was able to watch the sun set on the Keystone Klefkis.
I feel like I was doing pretty good up until there was like one point that like lost me the game. It was when the Venusaur was out. He switched. He sent Venusaur, and it was like Terra Fire, and I had something in that I think I could have just like hit it. I think it's Hyperior. I could have just hit it, and I switched, and he growthed, and then that was just it. This ruined everything for me.
Venusaur is still really good against his team. He has a really bad wet grass weakness against my team, and it was pretty good. So
with the first match out of the way, the rest of the league had a lot to look forward to. This led to the X Factor rank number 1, Lacen and the San Diego Hoopadres up against rank number 8, Rye and the YAWN-Megas. Both players are leaders in their own right, who love the thrill of competition, but absolutely hate the sting of defeat, and are incredibly vocal about it.
Rye just hit a shot!
Do you have any friends streaming right now?
I think Candace is streaming.
Who?
Lick me!
In Team Preview, we see Hoopadres carrying 2 Terra Captains, with Hoopa being assigned Psychic type and Hisuian Electrode assigned Flying type. However, the YAWN-Megas don't have any of their Terra Captains present. With this in mind, the leads are chosen and the match begins.
A live stream.
And Regilecki, yeah, okay.
Gliscor and Regilecki lead the game. It's a strong starting option for Lacen, as the majority of Rye's team doesn't match up well to Gliscor. This turn 1 is looking very good for the Hoopadres. He can set up hazards, go for big damage with Earthquake, or even a knockoff. Gliscor uses a knockoff into the Corviknight, removing the leftovers. Rye pivots the Corviknight out with U-turn, bringing Regilecki onto the field. Rye hard switches into Corviknight, avoiding the incoming Earthquake. Seeing an opportunity to gain momentum, Lacen then pivots to Gholdengo, and Corviknight sets up a Tailwind.
Tailwind! Oh shit!
Regilecki switches into Gholdengo's Shadow Ball for the first kill of the match.
Wait, why?
Why? No.
Great Tusk sets up Stealth Rocks, and Gholdengo uses Make It Rain. Tough situation for the YAWN-Megas, as Great Tusk was not running Assault Vest and took over 75% total health.
I mean, that's a good choice. He called out the Stealth Rocks and got damage on that Tusk.
Great Tusk, speed boosted from Tailwind, hits a headlong rush, taking down the Gholdengo. Bit of revenge for that Make It Rain the previous turn.
He punched him up.
Iron Valiant enters the field and chugs booster energy to boost its speed right as a Tailwind from Rye goes down, then proceeds to take down Great Tusk with a Psycho Cut.
If Ben would have hit like what is it, Swords Dance, that would have been an even worse problem.
Ops is switched out.
Hoopa tears into Psychic and takes down Galarian Weezing with Hyperspace Hold. At this point, the pressure is on for Rye, as he is down to 3 Mons and no screens for the rest of the offensive threats on Lacen's team. Good news is that Iron Moth packing Fiery Dance can turn this whole game around.
Interesting. Yeah, this is actually good.
This looks like this Fiery Dance is looking at you crazy right now.
Wait, if he substitutes here?
Yo, wait, I was just thinking that if he substitutes here, that would actually be insane.
No. Hyperspace Hold does hit the
Sub?
whatchamacallit, the sub.
Damn, really?
No. It hits to protect. That's what it is. My bad.
Iron Moth switches in and goes for a substitute, without realizing the Hyperspace Hold bypasses substitute.
It does hit the roof.
Oh, so I guess it does hit the sub.
Iron Moth goes down. With Rye's primary win condition and Iron Moth going down this match is pretty much it.
What the fuck, dog?
Salamence comes in to set up a Tailwind and secure the kill on Hoopa with Air Slash the following turn. But in this position, Weavile is free to come in and hit priority move Ice Shard, taking down the dragon.
He definitely gave up.
Hisuian Electrode secures the match with a Volt Switch to KO the Corviknight to secure the game. Victory is awarded to Lacen and the San Diego Hoopadres. A lot is said after the match too.
I'm so mad, man. My man has a big 3 trio, bro. And I should have been worrying about the 5-pointer. I don't know what it's called. Hyperbolic time change. No, I don't know. I didn't know how the move worked, and I think I lost the game because of it. I couldn't block it. Yeah, it can't be blocked. It would have been tough to win even if I knew about that, but I think I definitely would have had a better shot.
With the end of the match resulting in the biggest victory of the week so far, we find ourselves with Autumn and the Soul Silvers facing Africa Sabo and the Jojo Beartics. Autumn placed a career low in the previous season of the RPDL, and Sabo is a newcomer to not just draft, but to Pokemon.
He's very good at learning games, and I think something he's always kind of had from Smash is the ability to discern what do I need to do to win, and he does that from the get-go. And that's like a really good quality to bring for like draft league Pokemon. I guess Pokemon as a whole, just because it's all about like managing your win cons versus your opponents.
With respect and something to prove, the next match just had to be no holds barred, and Autumn had every intention of giving Africa Sabo a hard time.
Bring in the Terra Normal Arcanine, most likely taking advantage of that extreme speed. And we see Terra Flying Sylveon and Terra Ground Sandslash. Very curious to see which one of those he chooses to Terra and why.
The game starts off with a Deoxys Speed and Zapdos lead. Deoxys Speed sets up his Stealth Rocks, while Zapdos Volt switches out, dealing solid damage on the way out. Sneasler comes in with no intention of touching grass.
Why Sneasler?
Guys. He is new, so he is very new.
Deoxys Speed goes for a Psycho Boost on the Sneasler, but misses the attack. Sneasler uses U-turn, killing the Deoxys Speed and setting up Clefable for the next turn. Always be wary of any move below 100% accuracy. Galarian Slowking switches into the Clefable. Africa Sabo switches out to Iron Crown into a Thunder Wave from Galarian Slowking. Slowking and Iron Crown both go for Future Sight Stereo.
They're skiing into the future!
They're touching sights, bro. They're touching sights.
They're both like, yo, bro, in 2 turns you're fucked.
He's gonna click Chili Reception, he's gonna Volt Switch, watch.
As predicted by the chat, both Galarian Slowking and Iron Crown make a timely exit. Sneasler lands a Dire Claw, getting the sleep proc on Cinderace. However, the double Future Sight hits, getting a double KO.
Oh, nah.
Oh, maybe.
Iron Bundle and Rillaboom replace the recently psyched out mods. Iron Crown comes in for the hard switch and shakes off an incoming Blizzard from Iron Bundle. Crazy that Galarian Slowking and Iron Crown are at it again.
Arcanine.
We're seeing Arcanine, no boots.
We're definitely seeing Chili Reception Sandslash here. Terra Ground doing some damage here.
There's the
Terra
ground.
Ground, Earthquake.
Into the Flare Blitz. Okay.
Okay. Not bad.
And
he takes the Future Sight. Okay, that was actually solid. That's solid, because now you gotta bring the Rillaboom in to put the grassy terrain back down and threaten it with Grassy Glide.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we killed.
Iron Bundle enters in post Chili Reception and KOs Zapdos with Blizzard. A couple more Blizzards will take down the Fable.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
And he's especially with the Crit.
And he critted.
Rillaboom goes for Grassy Glide to deal some damage, but gets KO'd by Galarian Slowking Sludge Bomb to close out the match. Another 4-0 victory in the books, this time for Autumn, which puts him at an incredible start for the rest of the season.
I think most people know that like Matt has a good team, but it was like a real wild card because I don't know how he was gonna pilot it. With Matt, I know he's like, it's still like a new experience for him, like Pokemon, and I think in the match it showed a bit. But I think it was more fun either way. Like by the end of it, like a lot of crazy things happened during the match. He got a nice Dire Claw sleep on me. We sat in front of each other's Future Sights. It was fun. I'd say it was a pretty fun like week 1 match.
Despite the 4-0 loss, Sabo keeps his composure as he reflects about Autumn's play and his first experience with the draft format.
That was really funny. Well, that was my first Pokemon battle, like ever, like real like competitive and all that. So I think most of the time I was playing, I was just messing up, like forgetting like typings and all that. And I think that's what got me on that first game.
With the loss of the Grasshopper, the Sensei steps in. Enter the 2-time champ Luck in the fight area Falinks, X Factor rank number 3, going against someone who's unanimously respected as one of the best competitors in the entire league, Riften, and the Santa Fe Slowkings, currently ranked at number 7 on the X Factor.
2-time chip. Easy. I mean, y'all let me win with a low tier team, so that's just whatever.
Starting off with a Tinkaton and a Mandibuzz, let the games begin. From the gate, Tinkaton lands a Thunder Wave into the Mandibuzz, who in return hit a U-turn. Tinkaton loses the air balloon from the contact move and activates Pickpocket, stealing heavy-duty boots from Mandibuzz.
Wow, that's crazy.
After a devastating turn of events this early on, Luck switches into Metagross to stare down this Tinkaton. Riften, using Thunder Wave on Metagross, sets an omen for the future of this match.
Terra coming through. It's just us trying to pronounce that Pokemon's name.
Alamomola hard switches out into Weezing with Levitate, predicting the Earthquake from Metagross. Now, it's a battle for positioning. Thanks to that Pickpocket play, Mandibuzz has to take heavy rocks damage. This limits some of Luck's options.
Oh, and another pair.
Oh my god, that's
I think Metagross 8 more paralyzes than it got to move.
Bro,
Yeah,
Logan, you can look
Check.
Why?
Chat, can I get a para count, please?
5, we're at
Bro,
5.
look.
Metagross lands the surprise explosion
I'm
on
not gonna lie, I might
Alamomola,
have to
getting
game
rid of
snipe
the
this.
very
Extreme.
persistent Regenerator Mon.
Explosion.
Oh, the explosion!
Oh my.
My god.
That's a way to deal with
I
it.
want
This breaks a stalemate as both players lose a defensive wall.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Yeah.
Tinkaton misses a Thunder Wave and gets hit with Flare Blitz from Gouging Fire, taking it down.
That was a... Oh, the Weezing switch.
No.
I think it's over. I think it's over.
Boom. Yeah.
Greninja goes for a Dark Pulse to attempt a flinch on Terapagos. Terapagos, packing Dazzle Gleam, takes down Greninja instead. This was one of few ways to set up a win, as without the flinch, Logan's team is running out of options to deal with the rest of Riften's squad.
Bro, that thing, that 2-time champ!
Oh my god, he's glazing right now.
I'm surprised. Oh.
Meowscarada goes for knockoff, removing the Choice Scarf, making Regidrago slower than the last remaining member of Riften's team, Garchomp. Garchomp finishes off the match with an Earthquake.
What a game. That was very good.
35 turns.
Riften and the Santa Fe Slowkings earned themselves a 1-0 victory over the strongest player of the league, in a surprise upset in Week 1. Granted, nothing was as surprising as what would unfold to what is the Season 1 and 2 runner-up of the league, Sweshi and the Puerto Rican Palafins.
Gert has come around pretty recently. He's definitely new to this Discord. It won't be that hard to figure it out after the first couple matches. I think he can really surprise a lot of people.
Gert and the IntimiDayton Demonz are a new recruit to the RPDL. Season 3 would be his first time ever experimenting with draft, but also diving into any format for Pokemon singles.
I don't know. I just want to say thank you guys for being so welcoming. You all have had a really, really welcoming vibe, and everybody's been so helpful. And I'm just glad that I have such a really cool group of people to just have fun and learn new things. And hopefully I can kick everybody's ass. And if I can't, hey, I learned something.
Going against Sweshi would not be easy. Despite being new to Pokemon, Sweshi is a fucking gamer, and always had the ability to pick things up very quickly, thus solidifying his place as the second strongest competitor in the league. With an X Factor number 4 placement in this season, the matchup was looking good for Sweshi against Gert's X Factor number 10. With both competitors eager to see each other play, what's known as the match of the week begins. Starting off, the game is led by Landorus T and Screamtail. Intimidate procs the eject pack on the Screamtail. Iron Treads switches into an Earth Power and immediately puts Sweshi on the back foot. Gert shows off a special attacking set for Landorus T. Screamtail comes in and sets up rocks and inflicts paralysis on the Scissor. Both players play for positioning, trading chip damage. Sweshi is able to switch in the Palafin safely and back out to set up for a future threat in Palafin Hero. Scizor comes in and defogs away the stealth rocks. Baxcalibur switches in after baiting the overheat from Rotom Heat, activating Thermal Exchange. From this point, Baxcalibur boosts further with Scale Shot and takes out the Screamtail on switch in with the loaded dice boosted Isosphere. Duraludon survives an Earthquake with just enough HP to get Substitute. Baxcalibur gets stuck due to paralysis and then goes down to Body Press. Kilowattrel enters the field and sets up Tailwind. After breaking the Substitute, Kilowattrel Volt Switches KOing the Duraludon and bringing out Ogerpon Wellspring, which knocks out Rotom Heat with Ivy Cudgel. Gert weakens the Palafin Hero with Landorus T Intimidate and brings out the Ogerpon Wellspring. With 2 Trailblazes, it outspeeds the rest of Sweshi's team, scarfed or not. Palafin has limited options in front of Water Absorb, and Iron Boulder can no longer outspeed the Ogerpon. The IntimiDayton Demonz wins the game by absolutely outplaying the endgame. Gert and the IntimiDayton Demonz make their draft debut with a 5-0 victory over one of the top players of the RPDL, making a statement for the rest of the competition.
I'm hoping to just bring a different perspective, mainly a doubles player, and singles just has a very different play style from doubles. From what I've noticed, stat spreads in doubles tend to mean a lot more than it does in singles. I've noticed a lot of times in singles things tend to lean more into like dumping 252 in a stat and 252 somewhere else, and just like leaning really heavily into those stats to give you like a nice balanced, I guess, matchup into a lot of things, where doubles tends to really get into the nitty gritty as far as stat spreads go. So I don't know, I'm like trying to bring a unique options and EV spreads and builds to kind of, I don't know, just I guess showcase what draft seems to be all about, which is just creativity.
At the end of the Week 1 road, Flair, the head honcho of the RPDL, and the Sacoma Slitherwing face off against Enemy in the Hartford Wailords, a showdown between extremely close friends, past roommates, and a teacher versus his student.
Well, I feel like Cam was the one who introduced me the most to Pokemon. I think it's really fun playing against him. Because, like, I don't know. I think that he's someone I also want to beat, just because he's definitely taught me the most.
I think right now the worst of Enemy is that he just doesn't have the knowledge right now in the game. He hasn't been playing very long either, to be fair, and he is learning at a pretty rapid rate too. But he just needs like better fundamentals in the game. His best, however, is when he has a lead, he kind of knows how to keep the lead. It's just a matter of like making 1 or 2 mess ups here and there that just kind of like makes him lose the lead sometimes. But I think overall his draft plan was pretty solid.
Getting the inevitable best friend match in Week 1, the 2 buds start their season. We start off with our leads in Excadrill from Enemy and Latios from Flair. Latios goes first with a flip turn, popping the air balloon from Excadrill. Toxapex switches out into Latios, predicting Earthquake, but Excadrill with Mold Breaker deals solid damage.
That'd be too pretty. Yeah.
Latios with low HP faces off against Raging Bolt, yet still lands a Draco Meteor to take it down.
Oh, the Draco. He did. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Oh my god, it's Regenerator.
Hatterene switches in to deny the Toxic from Toxapex. Thanks to the Typing 4 Toxapex being Water Poison, this ends up being a neutral exchange.
But it was my switch.
Hatterene survives the Poison Jab from Toxapex and gets a kill with Psychopper. Unfortunately, Hatterene is at 2% health and gets revenge killed by the incoming Chinchino using Bullet Seed. Hawlucha goes for a Swords Dance in front of Iron Hands and goes down to Ice Punch. Unfortunately, this time the risky play did not pay off. Hisuian Arcanine attempts to revenge kill the Iron Hands, but is unable to KO it with Flare Blades. Iron Hands lands a Drain Punch on Oko's Arcanine. Quaquaval comes into the field and flip turns into the Excadrill. Good pivot prevents Thunder Punch from landing into Excadrill.
Wait, now he's right. So Tornado's definitely out.
Chinchino is able to secure the win with the Bullet Seed to Oko the Quackful.
Yep.
The match comes to an end in favor of Flair Sacoma Slitherwing, earning a 4-0 win over Envy.
Yeah, your time is up. I'm coming for you. You're about to see a side of me that you've never seen before. I'm about to... Oh, God. Hold on. I can't do that. That's not me.
With all the matches out of the way, the RPDL Week 1 comes to a close. Only one match came down to the wire, while the rest were somewhat overwhelming victories. However, this is the first week of the league, the time where a coach gets to know their team and figure out the best course of action to take with each Pokemon on their roster. The rest of the season should result in closer games as we play more and more. For now, the top killers of the league feature Ogerpon Wellspring and Hearthflame, Garchomp, and the surprises of Galarian Slowking and Chinchino, as our leaders each have a kill count of 3-0. The rest of the board features kill leaders with 2-0 and 2-1 counts in the order of Iron Bundle, then Iron Hands, now Hoopa into Venusaur, and ending with Terrapagos. Lastly, our Week 1 leaderboard is set with the first place being held by newcomer Gert and the IntimiDayton Demonz at a 1-0 record and a +5 differential. Second being held down by Lacen and the San Diego Hoopadres, Autumn and the Soul Silvers, and Flair and the Sacoma Slithering. And third place being exclusive to Q's Wasabi Woopers. The rest of the board is on screen, with anything able to happen with another 10 weeks of play. And that wraps everything that happened with Week 1 of the RPDL. With Week 2 underway, we can expect much more in the next recap now that trades are open to the coaches. If you like what you saw today, please make sure to like this video and share it with your friends. Your support goes a long way. And if you become a fan of any team after watching what they brought to the table, make sure to comment which team you're rooting for below. Keep in touch with future installments of the weekly recap series and all the battles of the RPDL by subscribing and turning on the notification bell. My name is Lacen, and I've been your host of the RPDL Season 3 Week 1 recap, and I'll be seeing you all again sometime soon. Later.